All right, following a mixed bag for the Reds this week, Richard Skinner is here from Local12.com. Dave Collins, a former Red, former Yankee, former coach. Guys, obviously the big news of the week, Homer Bailey, lost for 14, 16 months at least in Tommy John surgery. Dave Collins, with the contract, with the fact that you were hoping for him to be at least your number 2, how does this hamstring the ball club?
Major. I mean, because the bullpen is already weak, and they're going to be going to the bullpen a lot more because of the loss of Bailey. You've got Jason Marquis, who missed last year because of surgery. He's not going to give you 200 innings, and neither is Descafani. He's not going to give you 200 innings, so your bullpen's going to be hit major, big time. And the thing that I can't figure out is why do the Reds keep giving long-term contracts to guys 2 or 3 years prior to their free agent year, just to see if they can wait and see the durability and make sure that these guys, staying healthy is a big part of.
But ironically, they didn't for Johnny Cueto, who's the one who's going to cost them now dearly, especially if he were to leave.
The one guy that's earned it is Cueto.
Yeah, but he did have the injury 2 years ago, the lat, so that was part of it as well.
And I wrote this on Local12.com. Go back to February of 2014 when they signed Homer Bailey. At the time, Johnny Cueto was coming off 11-start season when he was hurt. You weren't sure what his future was. I mean, it wasn't going to be dire. It's not Tommy John dire, but you still really didn't know what his future was. Now, the year before, he won 19 games and he was great. All right, but at that point in time, they decided they needed to lock up at least somebody long-term. And Homer Bailey was their guy. He was entering his prime. He was a 200-inning guy. I'm with Dave. I get the part of why do you want to do it too early, but I think they wanted to at least get somebody like that locked up, former #1 draft pick, guy that they were sold on, all of that stuff. I really believe this. Even signing Homer Bailey, if you go back and you say, all right, we weren't going to sign Homer back into that kind of a deal, you still wouldn't have had enough money to sign Johnny Cueto. You really wouldn't have. That Max Scherzer deal took it to a new stratosphere. You wouldn't have had enough money. So the Homer Bailey thing stinks for this year. But if you look at it in terms of the Mets, if you continue to maybe develop some guys and groom some guys, Iglesias coming back up, maybe in 2016 into 2017. I know that's a long way down the road.
Look at you, silver lining.
Well, you got Homer Bailey with Tommy John, and sometimes that's a good thing. I mean, look what Matt Harvey has done since he's come back.
It works.
Yeah.
It can't be disputed that it works. So maybe Michael Lorenzen.
I'm not talking silver lining today, Mike.
No,
I'm talking
I know
2017 silver lining.
But the silver lining could be Michael Lorenzen gets an opportunity when he normally would not have had one.
Iglesias, you have to stretch him out.
Yes, not a total loss. It doesn't have to be a total loss. We'll see. Okay, Zack Cozart took one on the wrist today, then split a finger on a ground ball. Seemed routine, but took a bad bounce. Dave, at what point, though, with Zack Cozart, does this 300-plus average become more than just a good start, but something that is a trend?
Well, hopefully he's not hurt bad, and I guess we'll know more tomorrow about that because he's playing great. I mean, defensively and offensively, he's been a big plus for this club. They've even moved him into the 2 spot. He's done really well hitting out of the 2 spot. Hopefully he'll be back soon, but the one place you don't want to get hurt as an infielder is your hands.
Of course.
And he's going to have, if it's severe, he's going to have trouble gripping the bat. Sometimes it affects you coming back. So hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed and he's back soon.
Skinny, what's going on with Billy Hamilton? Should we expect more from Billy right now?
No, and I think that's what everybody thought he was going to be suddenly a 350 on base percentage guy. It's not in the cards for him. And now if he starts to bunt more, maybe. If he has a little bit better plate discipline, maybe. But you're starting to get that stage. I know this is only year 2, but eventually you are what you are. I mean, if all he is a 295 to 300 on base percentage guy, yeah, he can help you. He can help you hitting 7th and 8th because he's so good defensively. Whether you hit him 7th or 8th, he's still going to steal you 65, 70, 75 bases. He still can be a good player. He just can't hit leadoff. I mean, it's just not in the cards for him to hit leadoff.
And Dave, you think there might be something more to what's going on with Devin Mesoraco and his hip situation at this point in time?
Well, I know they didn't sign him for 2 years to pinch hit. And
Are you sure?
What I don't understand is, and I certainly don't know everything about the game, but I do know what it's supposed to look like. And for me, Devin Mesoraco is either playing every day or he's on the disabled list.
Well, yeah, it's not even close, right?
Yeah.
We're basically playing with 24 and a half players because all Mesoraco can do is pinch hit. And they signed him for 2 years, gave him the contract that they did because this guy is a outstanding offensive hitter for them, and there's a mystery going on there with him about what type of injury he has, and I'm sure it'll be coming out here sometime down the road, but I got a feeling it's going to be bad news.
Just what everybody wants to hear.
Yeah.
From the all-star catcher with Homer Bailey, Tommy John surgery, and everything else. Marlon Byrd, Did they sign him a year too late? Is that what's going on here, or is it just an early season swoon?
I don't know if it's a year too late. I mean, again, the problem is, I'm going to say this probably for a lot of guys, this is a team of 6th and 7th hitters other than Joey Votto. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's what Marlon Byrd has been. Marlon Byrd's not a middle-of-the-lineup guy, not a 3, 4, 5 guy. Or I think early in his career he hit second to lead off some. No, because you still had to fill some need. I mean, do you want Marlon Byrd out there hoping he's going to get 25 home runs, what he did last year, or do you want Brennan Bosch out there every day?
No, you can't do that.
No, of course you can't do that. So based on what this roster is, he's your guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't make it good.
No, certainly not. Tony Cingrani, did he emerge this week, you think, Dave Collins, as the guy they really need to go to and get away from some of this other situation?
I hope so,
Yeah.
because Greg, Diaz, and Badenhop, their ERA combined is around 9. And when you got those 3 guys coming in supposed to close out games to get to Chapman, and their ERA's at 9, the guy that's really been a godsend to them is Cingrani.
Right.
And for me, I'm bringing Cingrani in.
All right, Dave Collins, thanks so much for your time once again this Sunday.